At lunch, there were other alphas much filthier than Olympian and Darkspeed. "Olympian, did you ask him?" Eclipse asked loudly from the second team table. "No, just a second," Olympian called back, then spoke to Midas. "We were hoping to get you out to the field for just a minute. We need goals that won't break so easy. And a few balls. We keep breaking the rocks." "Sure, you fly me there and back." "Great, as soon as we're done eating." Olympian looked at Eclipse and gave him the thumbs up. Midas thought out loud. Didn't those two just try to kill each other a few days ago? Virtuoso thought back. Hitters are funny that way. They don't take a fist to the face personally. I think it's like when you see two fighters on TV hug after a match. Eclipse and the other hitters take losing to Olympian in the pit about as personal as losing at rock, paper, scissors. Doesn't this place just seem unreal to you at times? Super soccer with a steel ball and healers in case someone gets crunched? Says the kid who made a royal stadium out of sand. Virtuoso froze when she thought to him. Her mind raced at top speed. "What?" Midas looked at her. "Come back to the common room when you're done with the football thing," Virtuoso said to Midas. She grabbed several items off of the table and disappeared from the room. "Soccer," Darkspeed corrected Virtuoso after she left. Out in the desert, Midas made several super steel balls for the other alphas to play with. For the goals, how about a large oval made of steel tube that has two posts that you can stick in the sand? "Why not something heavier that we won't knock down so easy?" Olympian said. "Well, when people slam into something lighter, they will just knock it down. If I make something really hard, then someone might get hurt." "It's nice that you're thinking of us, but we're okay," Olympian said. "No, he's right. Something other kids won't get hurt on is better. If someone knocks it down, we give the other team a free shot," Darkspeed said. Olympian knew he had been overruled. Midas tried to be the peacemaker and said, "If I make lighter ones, Olympian will break them left and right. How about I make a bunch of spares while I'm at it?" "Good idea," Darkspeed said. When he was done, Olympian gave Midas a ride back to the dorms. "Thanks for your help," he said. "No big deal," Midas said as he walked back into the common room with Virtuoso. She was furiously using her powers to make one illusion after another to engulf and rearrange the space she was in. The colors and architecture changed back and forth like a kaleidoscope. "What are you doing?" Midas was stunned by the spectacle. "Like we did when we made the stadium thing at the Flyer Challenge. We can make anything. I dream it up, and you make it real." Virtuoso didn't change her attention from her creations as she made the room change from one design to another. "I didn't know you were this creative," Midas said as he looked around at the scope and depth she created and recreated so quickly. Virtuoso had her arms raised above her head, palms focused at the walls, her eyes closed. I'm using my power to tap into the minds of the best designers on the planet. I've never done this before. It's a rush. I want to redo every room. I don't think you should do that. Connors might get mad." "I won't tell him. Look, this place is a barn, and each room is huge. It needs it. I meant go into another person's room. I have a way around that, if you help me." "How do I help?" "We're not allowed in someone else's room, right? Turn the walls to their room into metal, and then melt them down so I can see in. Then the work starts." Midas did as he was asked, first moving the walls, then animating the material to move all personal items, vid phones, computers, and the giant TV to a space next to the main door along with the bot. Minutes later, the walls to the room were gone, as were most of the floor and most of the exterior walls. Virtuoso was still giving Midas directions. Midas held one item after another in his hand to reproduce. Super steel reinforcing in the floor, walls, and ceiling. New plumbing for redesigned bathrooms. New electrical, new fiber optic, intrusion sensors, sound dampening material, air ducts, and even filters for the air conditioning system. "Now that the basics are done, we can start the fun work," Virtuoso said as she handed Midas a small white rock. "What's this?" "I think we'll start with a fine Italian marble." "Did you just make this?" Midas was rolling the rock around in his hand. "I can create small things, remember? This sample is the purest and cleanest looking. It's a good start." At promptly 1500, she walked back into the first team dorm room. She stopped suddenly when she came into the common room. "What?" was all she could say. Virtuoso and Midas were sitting on one of the plush blue silk loungers built of ivory, gold, and some blue sapphires thrown in. The whole room seemed to be white, gold, and blue. The two were talking about the second-story balcony that ringed the room. "Hey, what do you think?" Midas asked she. "It's beautiful. I can't believe you did all of this. Wait till you see your room." Virtuoso was pointing to her room again and again. She jumped up and tried to move She to her room faster, like a child that can't wait for their gift to be opened. She opened the turquoise and gold door to her room and was stunned. Before her was a hardwood floor that led into a mix of traditional and non-traditional Japanese decoration. She marveled at the subdued colors, the artwork, the movable screens, functional yet humble furniture, and bamboo window shades. On one side of her room, her computer and vid phone were set up like in a Japanese business suite. Next to this was a table to do homework. In the corner was a dark hardwood staircase that went up. She walked over to it and started to go up. "It even has steeper steps like back home," she said. "I thought the 20-foot ceiling was a waste of space, so I made all the rooms into 2-story suites," Virtuoso said loudly as she went upstairs. The other two did not go in her room. She came down with a smile on her face. "The bed, the bath, the towels, the soaps, the decorating, it's all perfect." She came out of her room and hugged the other two. "This is a great gift. This place was horrible. Now it can start to feel like home." "You're welcome," Virtuoso said while walking her out to the new common room. "Let me show you around." "Midas, thank you too." "Jilly here did all the thinking," Midas said. "Jilly?" "A nickname my friends call me," Virtuoso said. "Jilly then. And you call me Jet," she said. "You were going to tell me about this room?" "Right. The boys kept saying they wanted something futuristic, Baroque, palace-like, with superhero elements built in. I thought of the most opulent common spaces on Earth and kept going back to the hotels in the Emirates. The designers spared no expense on building those places. I used that for the main theme here. We use gold with white ivory or marble and precious blue stones for color. The fabric we used is silk throughout." Virtuoso walked her over to the other side of the room. "The entertainment center is concealed behind these curtains, and the refreshment center is over here. We have refreshments?" She was quick to pull at some of the built-in doors and cabinets. "No," Midas spoke up. "We put mock-ups in place where the fridge and other stuff could go. Making circuit boards and electronics for the system seemed like a lot of work, so we're just going to ask Connors for it." "Oh, Connors! I have to give him a call!" She touched her earpiece and told him the other coaches agreed on the project, and could she please see him. "He's coming down from his room." "Reggie, you're up," Midas said to the bot next to the door. "Yes, sir," the bot said back. She had ignored the bot when she came in. Now she saw how it had changed. It was gold-plated. "Why did you call it Reggie?" "At first we were going to call him Narcbot, because he's programmed to report violations. Then I asked him what else he can do. He's also supposed to do what we ask him to do. So we gave him some simple rules, and now he's Reggie the Butler Bot." Reggie waited for the door to open. Coach Connors stepped through the door and looked around at the room. "May I be of service, sir?" Reggie asked. Connors looked at the bot and at the others. "What's going on?" After Virtuoso filled Connors in on the day's redecorating, she had news of her own. "All the coaches think it's a great idea. Every one of them is given permission, and if you need to talk to them, they're waiting for your call," she said, as excited as she could be. Connors sat down on one of the silk-covered chairs. "You were working on your nanomail again today?" "Yes, since breakfast," she said. "Any progress?" "We worked all day to make the nanomail sweat." "Sweat?" Virtuoso said. She nodded. "Yeah, if your body's locked behind a moisture barrier that protects you from external temperatures, you'll build up perspiration inside the suit and your body will overheat. Maybe the invulnerable kids won't, but this is for everyone. We worked on a system of microscopic pores that pump, with body motion as the mechanism, fluids away from the wearer. Thermal loss from evaporation from the pores is then transmitted." Connors held out a hand for her to stop. "I believe you. I'll get the research together and have it here at 1900, okay?" "That's great," she said. "You have your mother's love of science, that's for sure," Connors said. "You know my mother? I was at your parents' wedding. It was beautiful. I'll see you all later." Connors walked across the room to the door. "Oh, and I love the new room." "Thanks," said Virtuoso and Midas in unison. "If any other team wants you to decorate their rooms, their coach needs to talk to me first. Got it?" "Got it," Virtuoso said. Bioforce was the first to come back from the game the others were playing. Virtuoso and she gave her the tour together. Bioforce was just as stunned as she had been. After looking at her own suite, she came out glowing. "I love it! How did you know how to do this style?" "I started with the suite from the Hotel Adlon Kempinski in Berlin, and then added a few things a girl would want. Then I did the school stuff. I added the vid phone, a computer, and a place to study. I hope you like it," Virtuoso said to Bioforce.